Welcome to another video tutorial. In this video, we shall be dissecting the USDJPY and from a technical standpoint, identify trading opportunities from the current market structures ahead of the new week. It's been 2 weeks since I published anything on the USDJPY, and the reason why this is so is simply because I wanted a structure to mature between the 13100 level and the 127.00 area for me to decipher what my next line of action will be. So here we are right now on the USDJPY once again. And the first thing I would like to do here is to refresh our memories on what has been happening on this pair in the last couple of years. So if we go to as far back as the year 2020, you would notice on the daily time frame that price action has been very bullish. And as a result of this, I was able to identify a bullish trend here, which you can see price has continued to find higher highs and higher lows in that regard. However, if we zoom into what started happening on this chart since the month of April last year, so I would like to zoom in so that we can see things more clearly. So you can see here since the month of April last year, price action was caught within a significant structure, and that is between the 131.00 level and the 127.00 area. So you can see here between the month of April and the month of May of last year, we saw a little consolidation phase between this channel before we witnessed the significant breakout retest of the 131.00 level to signal that bullish momentum that happened last year. However, price dropped significantly well since the month of October. Price dropped back into the same channel between the 131.00 level and the 127.00 area to further emphasize some level of indecision in that market. And if we zoom into that current structure here, that is in the last couple of weeks, you would notice that the indecision in this market was quite very evident. As you can see, price continue to consolidate between that range, that is the 131.00 level and the 127.00 area, to further emphasize the level of indecision in that market. And another thing that caught my attention around this channel is the fact that it appears that price action is evolving into a reversal pattern in the form of a double bottom structure. So if we take this impulsive bearish leg into consideration here, we saw this first touch at the 127.00 level. Price action came back into the 131.00 area, and price has been finding higher lows, and for me that's a good sign that we might be having a bullish momentum. And you can see what we have here. We have a simple reversal pattern here in the form of a double bottom structure. And from a technical standpoint, whenever we identify such reversal pattern like this, the next thing we want to be doing is to identify a neckline of that reversal pattern, which we shall be using to guide trading activity. And looking at the structure here, the neckline of this reversal pattern coincidentally shares a beautiful confluence with that 131.00 level, which has been a major determinant of price action in the last 7 to 8 months. And for this reversal pattern here to be mature and due for confirmation, we want to see an outright breakout of the 131 level, probably a retest to structure to incite a possible bullish momentum at this point. Now, with this information we have gathered here, and considering how price action closed during the course of last week trading session, as we saw this bullish engulfing candle bringing price right back into that 131 level, which has been a strong selling niche since the second week of this year, I'm of the opinion that we might likely have a breakout of the 131.00 level to signal a wave of bullish momentum. And to make things a little bit clearer here, as we get ourselves prepared for the New York session, new week, kindly let us look at the 4 hours time frame where we want to be looking at the simple setup I was able to identify, and I think that we can use this setup to guide our trading activity for this week. Before we scale down to the 4 hours time frame, let's quickly have a look at the economic calendar, as there are a couple of macroeconomic events that we shall be looking forward to, and this will definitely be bringing some liquidity into the market to drive price action. And looking at what we have here on the economic calendar, we shall be focusing on the events that will be affecting both the USD and the Japanese yen. And from what we have here, we have the first macroeconomic event coming up on Tuesday, and that's the Fed's chairman speech, which will be coming up later on Tuesday. So, we participants in this market will be anticipating this event. Then on Friday, we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, also, which is going to be published, and we shall definitely be looking forward to that. So, these events are very high impact events, and participants in this market will definitely be anticipating this event, and we shall be seeing the reflection of this anticipation on the chart as price action. So let's scale down to the 4 hours time frame where I was able to identify a simple setup which I think we can use to guide trading activity for this week. So scaling down into the 4 hours time frame, this is what I was able to identify here. Well, since the month of October price has been bearish, and as a result of this, we have this bearish trend line figured out after connecting the series of lower highs. Don't mind my highlight here as it's wobbling. So if we zoom into the current structure, that is what has been happening here since the month of December, we notice how important the 131 level is. Remember, I shared this with you on the daily time frame, and look at how important it is. You can see it was at one point in time serving as a demand zone before we finally saw the breakdown of that level during the second week of last month to signal the strength of the sellers at this point. And since the breakdown of the 131 level happened here last month, we can see that price had continued to trade below that structure to further emphasize the strength of the sellers at this point. And as a result of this, I was able to identify a supply zone here, which I think will be, um, considering the fact that sellers has been rejecting every attempt by the buyers to break out of that structure. And in addition to this supply zone here, is another structure here. We have a demand zone around the 127.500. That was during the second week of last month. We had the lowest point for this year at the 127.500. And then the next one was the 128.500 level, which is the higher low. And when we have higher lows, we this is a beautiful sign that there is a tendency that bullish momentum could likely come in. And this led to the breakout of the 129.00 level during the New York session on Friday, bringing price back into the 131 level. So, going into the new week, you would agree that we are at a critical point in this market right now, as price action is currently trading around the 131.00 level. So, what I will be looking forward to here during the new week is to see how price action will be reacting to the structure to decide what our next line of action will be. So if we continue to see selling pressure at below the 131.00 level, just like it has been doing since in the last couple of weeks now, then we might likely see a situation where price retraces back down into this bullish trend line, probably in anticipation of another wave of bullish momentum. However, if we do have a breakout of the 131 level here, this is going to be a beautiful signal that buyers are likely coming in to stay here, as price action will have taken out all the sell positions here to give some liquidity to the buyers. And if we start seeing buy pressure above the structure, it will be a very beautiful opportunity to join the rally to the upside. So I would like to pause the video at this point, Be rest assured that I will be jumping right in the comment section of this video to give you an update of what my expectation is going to be like for the new week after monitoring how participants in the market will be reacting to this current structure during the early hours of the new week. I hope this video has been of immense help in making your personal decision on the USDJPY for this week. And if it did, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You would also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Darksherry, spelled DARCSHERRY, so that you can be part of my daily commentaries, which I normally share in the comment section of all of my videos. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday morning right in the comment section as we get prepared for the new week. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.